First, we're going to talk about how to do the subtraction of real numbers. So the first objective, we talk about how to do the subtraction. Because last class, we already learned how to do the addition with real numbers. So the subtracting is very similar. So if we have this one, for any real number, we can always use this row. So if A minus B, we can transfer this subtraction to an addition. A minus B equals A plus negative B. Or we can say, if one number minus another number, we can always treat it as one number plus the opposite of the second number. Okay, so let's check some examples to help you understand better. For example, if we have negative 20 minus 6, we can just transfer the subtraction to the, if it's minus 6, then we can treat it as plus negative 6. Then we only need to do the addition with real number. These two numbers have the common sign, so I keep the negative sign. Right? Then find the sum of the absolute values. So 20 plus 6, that will be 26. So the answer is negative 26. Okay. How about this one? Five minus negative 1. So we can still transfer our subtraction to plus, if minus negative 1, so that equals plus the opposite of negative 1. So that will be positive 1. Then it's just 5 plus 1 equals 6. Okay. Let's check another one. For example, we talk about 3 minus negative 5. We can treat it as 3 minus one number equals plus the opposite of negative 5. So that's positive 5. So it's 8. No matter it's whole number or fraction or decimal, we can always use the same rule because they are all real number. All real numbers follow that rule. Okay. So we can check how to write how to translate the word into expression. First, we say subtract 8 from negative 4. So the order will be important here. From negative, subtract 8 from negative 4. So the first number is negative 4. Then we subtract 8 from negative 4. So when you translate this kind of problem, make sure the order is very important. Okay? So next step, we only need to transform the subtraction as the addition. Now for this problem, we know negative 4, negative 8. So the answer will have a negative sign. And because the signs are the same, so we only need to add up the absolute value. So let's check another one. If decrease 10 by negative 20. So decrease, when we see decrease this keyword, we realize we should do the subtraction. So decrease 10 by negative 20, which means decrease this number by minus negative 20. So this is how we translate it. Okay. That will be 10 minus negative 20. We can still treat it as the addition. Minus negative, just like plus positive. So 30 is the answer. Okay. So let's check the second objective. We want to evaluate. Let's check this one. If we want to evaluate part A, we have x minus y. So here, x equal 1, y equals negative 4. So what should we do? We only need to use, because x is 1, we use 1 to replace x. Then we use negative 4 to replace y. So that will be minus negative 4. And 14 plus 1, because 1 is x. So the remaining part we only need to 1 minus negative 4, just like 1 plus positive 4. So it's just 5 over 15. So we should simplify the fraction. It's 1 over 3. Okay. Let's check another one. This time we have x squared minus y. And x equals 1, y equals x equals 1 minus 4. So this time we use 1 to replace x. So that will be 1 to the square minus negative 4. Negative 4. One square minus negative 4. So 1 square we will get 1. Minus negative, that's just plus the opposite. So that's 1 plus 4. So the answer is 5. Okay. So let's move on to the next objective, C. We try to check the solutions of equations. Okay. If we have this equation, negative 1 plus x equals 1. And we want to determine if x equals negative 2 is our solution, yes or no. So still remember, it's very similar to the evaluate, but this time we have to do with the equations. But we just do the same thing. We use the number to replace the letter. So x equals negative 2. We use negative 2 to replace x. Now we check the left side. So left side is just -1 plus -2, right? So that will be negative, because they are negative, so it's -3. Find the sum of two absolute values. So left side is -3, and the right side is 1. So let's check the statement. Is that correct? Is that true or false? So we can easily get it. It's false. So if it's false, we can get the conclusion. X equals -2 is not the solution. If this is false, then we can get it. It's not the solution. Okay? We can try another one. If we have this equation, x minus 5 equals -9, and we want to test -4. We want to test if -4 is the solution of this equation. So first, we just always use the number to replace the letter x. So -5. After that, we check the left side first. -4 minus 5, just like plus the opposite of 5. -5, just like plus the opposite of 5. That's -5. -9. Okay, so we only need to do the addition. -4 and -5, so they both negative sign. So -4 plus 5, the absolute value, sum of two absolute values. So that's -9 equals -9. Alright, now we check the statement. It is true. Obviously, it's true. Left side equals right side. Then we can get the conclusion. -4 is solution. Okay, it's true. Then it's a solution. Alright, let's check next objective. Try to do the applications. Try to see this example. If the highest point in the United States is the top of the mountain, and the highest point of United States is the top of the mountain McKinley. Okay, it's just the height of feet above the sea. Then we want to know the lowest point is Death Valley. It's 282 feet. Make sure you know it's below sea. So in here, we have one number is above sea. Another number 282 feet below sea. So we should treat the number above C as the positive number, and we treat this 282 below the C as a negative number. So we will use negative 282 to represent it. Now we are interested in how much higher is the mountain than the Death Valley. So we only need to do the subtraction to find the difference, right? We use the bigger number minus the smaller number. So we want to find how much higher. So we use the mountain height minus the Death Valley height to get the difference. Minus a negative number, just like a plus a positive number. So this will be our answer. Again, minus a negative, just like plus the opposite of this negative number, that will be plus a positive number. So let's check objective E. Try to find the complementary and the supplementary angles. Complementary and supplementary angles. So by the definition, we know two angles are complementary. If angle X plus angle Y equals 90 degrees. Right? If supplementary, is if the angle X plus angle Y equals 180 degrees. So how can we find the complementary and the supplementary angle for an angle? It's very easy. We just only need to do the subtraction. For example, we know we have this picture. If I say we have this picture. So from this graph, we can find angle X and the second angle, they are supplementary angles, right? So how can we find the measure of X? We only need to use 180 minus 78. We can get 102 degrees. Because from the picture, we know these two angles are supplementary. Okay, so how about this kind of picture? If we want to know the measure of angle Y, how can we know it? Because from the picture, we can know these two angles are complementary. So their sum should be equal to 90. So how can we get the measure of angle Y? We use 90 degrees minus 81. So the answer will be 9 degrees. Okay.